Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair Ghani and colleagues in the EOTEC Development Network. Thank you very much for the opportunity, for inviting us, for giving us the floor and a great audience to whom we could present to. Today we'll be talking about this content management system that is tailored for the need of the national mass services in Africa. And as the presenter or as the chair has said, that this project is part of a bigger package, which is toward digital transformation of the national mass services in Africa. And the aim is just to accelerate the adoption of technology through the value chain of weather and climate services in Africa. So this is the package include support for improving data transmission or automating the process of data transmission, a platform for hazard watch, data visualization, support and training and capacity building in the area of delivery of climate services and dissemination of services. So within this range of activities that we are doing from the Regional Office for Africa, we have this website, which is the content management system, which is the one that we will be talking to you today about it. I will give a short presentation, set of slides, and then my colleague Eric will provide a live demo, and then we'll be able or happy to answer some of your questions. I should stress that we are taking this project at this stage as a pilot project. We are working in developing it building it in collaboration with a set of a national med services in Africa. I think 10 countries now are part of this pilot phase. We are concluding it during this January to move into more of operational mode. So why a CMS, or what is the need for it? And the need comes from a gap. We have done gap analysis to survey the website of the National Mass Services, and we realize that many of them are using outdated technology. They are using more of generic content management system that are not well customized or well tailored for the needs of national mass services. Then the website are not user-driven in the sense of a user interface and user experience. There is lack of data or interactivity in the data. Most of the product you find on the websites are static maps, either PNG or PDF files. And the websites are really not fit for purpose for delivering or providing weather and climate services. And there's also major and huge gap or missed opportunity in terms of lack of integrating the website with the new emerging technologies. You know that the technology market move rapidly and develop rapidly. So for example, during the COVID, we have Zoom application has been a major tool and it grown in the use. But until now, you find the mass services didn't benefit from the possibility of integrating a Zoom event in the website, integrating email marketing tool like MailChimp or other options with the website, or integrating Google Analytics. So there are some gaps in this area, and the technology are not well used. So the purpose then, or the thinking, is that we develop this content management system to respond to those or to fill those gaps. So the new one, the content management system we worked on with the intention to fill the purpose or the needs of the national mass services. So you can imagine what a general needs of a national mass services, what do they need? And then we prepare or we provide those functionalities in the new content management system. You will be to ensure that it is also driven by user experience and a good user interface, adopt the best practices in data visualization, adopt best practices also relevant to the national med services by benchmarking to best practices in this area from other good websites that are available globally. Provide also state of art in enabling integration with different tools, with Zoom, with MailChimp, with Google Analytics, and in the end lead to user growth. Enable the national mass services to grow the user base they have. And also we provide technical assistance in the installation of the content management system. So the consideration in the design phase and the development are that we wanted a content management system in which that is the content, the structure, and the pages of the website are well defined and good, following best practices. It should be user friendly in terms of interface, and that means has a modern look and feel, easy to locate content, and a good user experience in general. So users can be happy to come to this website more frequently and use the services of the National Med Service. Easy to use in terms of content management system, because many of the generic content management system are really difficult for the non-technical people, which are the Met people. The Met are, many of them are forecasters or expert in climate services, but don't have deep IT expertise. So in some of the content management systems, you need an IT expert to upload or to put any content in the system, and that makes it very difficult. So the new content management system, it enable decentralization of the content and population of the website. So people who don't have IT background could upload and fill the website with content. Define moderation, so you can give a role for someone to upload content, and then you have someone to approve or review this before it get finally published and made available online. The workflow itself of the National Med Services will be improved by having this line of workflow. Regular update and maintenance could also be available and easy provided. So we, through the support or through the thinking, is that we have a stage of support to the National Med Services, starting from access the quality and assess the quality and interactivity of the website, so we can check with them their current website, and then approach and present the CMS to see how their feedback or what they're thinking about it, identify if they are interested to use the content management system and to receive support from our side. Then if they are in agreement, they usually send formal request from their management, and then the management will give us a focal person with whom we can work. And that focal person, of course, coordinate with the team. And then we set up and work on the installation of the CMS, train onto configuration of the CMS and the website, provide learning material and documentation, and then follow up with troubleshooting. So this is the stages in which we engage the National Med Services. So now, what are the core features of the content management system? It enables, starting from this right, so it's user-friendly for the users. It also enables interactive georeference data visualization. As I said, the product usually on the website are static PNG files, but now we wanted to give them possibility of interactive visualization of the data. You can zoom in, zoom out, click over a point, or analyze the data lively. Eric will show that maybe during the demo. CAB alert, it enables CAB alert. If you are familiar with Common Alert Protocol, National Med Services in Africa have challenges in implementing CAB alert. They are not able to use it because of two problems. One of the problems is that they don't have a good, easy to use CAB editor. And then even if they use a CAB editor and generate a CAB, they have a hard time to integrate the CAB into the website, because the CAB has to be disseminated. The Common Alert Protocol, it should be disseminated through different channels. So one of them is the website. So if you don't have an easy way to integrate your CAB with the website, that is a big major problem for them. Email marketing, challenge. Now it is integrated here. They will have a user analytics. They will be able to see how their user grows, where are the users from which region particularly, and where there are the gaps, so they can target the area where they don't have traffic of users from it. So these are just general features of the website. You will see more in the demo. So the system itself, as we said, we wanted it to be a user-friendly content management system. So it has a modern look. You can access it and look at it from a mobile. The view will be the same as if you're accessing it from a desktop or a laptop. Adopt best practices in design, benchmark for the weather and climate information and dissemination in other good practices from other good websites. Easy to use and customize without deep or broad technical skills. Decentralize the content management system, so different staff can be assigned different roles, and they will still be able to perform the task and the role on the website. So you have a pool of experts that could handle different parts of the website. So the people are responsible from users and user dissemination and user growth can handle the things related to users and the user growth and those. The people who are responsible for forecast, they can be able to upload the forecast and update the forecast regularly, and so on and so forth. Define good content publishing and workflow and moderation to define the different role of the different staff members, and enable also embedding multimedia content. For example, if they have product on YouTube, if they have a webinar, if they have a daily weather videos that are shared on YouTube, can easily be integrated into the website. CAP, and this is, as I said, it's a major problem and challenge for the national met services that they don't have good, easy to use CAP editors. So the solution or the content management system comes with a CAP editor attached to it. And then they can use the CAP editor to generate their CAP, and the CAP message will also be easily reflected on the website. Moreover, the CAP editor will provide an XML, a link to an XML file. That XML file can be then shared with a bigger dissemination or global disseminations platform that could enable dissemination of CAP or common protocol alert from the country to global audience, whether they put them on Google Alert or they put them in WMO platform. It's called SWIC, where the CAPs are disseminated. As I mentioned before, it enables integration of Zoom's events. So, for example, if a national met services, they have a webinar or they have a climate outlook forum or line event, they can be able to create an event on the website, enable registrations for the audience. And this also could be an opportunity for them to attract users to their services and sign up, to enable users also to sign up. So it's a way of marketing their services and growing their user base. I'll keep record of registration. For example, how many people register for the certain event, what are their affiliation, which organization they belong to. And this is also given the understanding for the users and where the gap are. So it content also enable a map viewer system, enable interactive georeference data. So, for example, it enables the national met services to upload gridded data or other raster data. And this is a very important feature because, as I said before, they only use files, static files, either PNG files or PDF files, and they just upload a static map. And a static map is really it's really hard to locate, for example, to look into or to localize. If there is a severe weather event, for example, you will not be able to know exactly where it is the location. But if you have an interactive way of data visualization that enable you to zoom in, to zoom out, to click by point, or to click by area and analyze all those features will be more useful and more beneficial. Email marketing, I think I mentioned it, and I want to not to take much time in the slide. I wanted to go into or to enable my colleague Eric to give a demo that could maybe reflect those features in a better way. I would like just to acknowledge here that we are working on this through support from the Norwegian Refugee Council, NORCAP. Probably you've seen the logo of NORCAP here. Some of my colleagues here or my colleagues are supported by NORCAP. I would like to acknowledge that. I'll stop here and let Eric go into the live demo so we can give us a more highlight about those features. It's over to you, Eric.
Yes, thank you, everyone. You can confirm if you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you at least.
Okay, good introduction and taking us through the slides so that we understand the background. So my name is Eric Oteño, part of the team that has been developing some of these tools. I'm seconded by NOCAP, which is part of the Norwegian Refugee Council, as Abubakr has mentioned. I'm a geo developer and you've been working on this tool. So I'm just going to quickly show you the demo of this, a live version. So we have been doing like piloting for all this country, as Abubakr showed. So right now we have around 11 countries. The yellow ones, we have already done the installation. They are piloting it, so almost going to live. And so the goal is to be able to, once we finish the pilot phase, then we can cover as many NMHSs in Africa so that we can fill this map, we can have them using this kind of technology. This is hosted on their server. And as you can see, this is how the website looks. We have very nice features. But what I'd like to focus on is on, if you go to data and tools, there's a section called Map Viewer. And when you open it, it will open this tool that Abubakr was showing. So it's a data visualizer for different data formats. And the idea is that NMHSS can be able to put their own products into this system, be able to visualize it in an interactive way, but also they can connect to external data sources like satellite sources. They can connect to external models being done by different projects. They can connect to external tools, for example, a tool focusing on flood specifically for given region, and be able to put it in one platform so that they can be able to see what's happening text to their geographical boundaries. And it will come from the CMS, so you can decide what appears here, what you want to add. You can add new data sets and so on. So by default, we have the alerts at the top. So if you have any new weather alerts in CAP format, they will be displayed here. So if I can show you how that looks locally. So the alerts are formatted in this version. So when you click one, for example, it will show you the different warning levels. So we usually have red, we have yellow, orange, and red, which correspond to the different warning levels. So red is like the most severe. So if you have like, if a country has activated the alerts, they will be displayed on this map viewer by default. So right now we don't have anything, that's why you don't see it. And then we have the rainfall category. So this is where they can put as many products as they publish in-house. For example, if they have like a forecasting model, this specific one is a WRF model. So they can upload their files, put in P, interact with it. But by providing a tool whereby, for example, you can zoom into, you can click on the map. This is Oromia, for example. We'll click, it will zoom to that area. You can change the dates for the forecast that you want to look at. You can even actually clip, so restrict the data to only this area that you want. So this is done on the fly. So this one, you can use it, for example, to understand how this area might be impacted. So for example, if we say we see this is a bit green here, if we look at the legend, this area might receive 50 to 100 millimeters of rainfall. And even what is interesting, you can look at the exposure data and you can start putting infrastructure data like airports around the country to see if there are nearby airports that might be impacted. So you can even restrict the airports to this area that you selected like this. You can put on the health facilities around this area. You can restrict them as well. You can put dams and so on. So by starting to put infrastructure data, socioeconomic data like population, you want to understand the observation stations, you can put on the stations for the country and so on. This way you start to understand the impact this kind of extremes might have to population and so on. So if you click on the analysis, you will see that it gives you information regarding, maybe the sum of the rainfall at that area. You can also do analysis for a point. So this is for an area. You can go in deeper to the smaller admin boundaries, but you can also select one individual point or pixel on the map. If you click it, it will show you information that you'll see on the analysis here. It will show you the value, the pixel value at this specific area. If you have many dates, it'll show you the time series analysis in terms of charts, or bar charts, and so on. And this you can configure it from the backend as you want them to appear. So all these sections, you can customize the data. So we have the satellite area. This is where you can connect to external providers. So for example, here we have data coming from UMETSAT. So this is like near real-time data. You can see the latest one was a bit like 30 minutes ago. So it's updated every 15 minutes. You can back, to the earliest available date. And this can be very useful, for example, in tracking cyclones in coastal countries in the boundaries. You can see if something is forming over the oceans and so on. You can put on precipitation data. This can be used in our casting to understand the current precipitation rates on the ground and so on. So by providing countries a way to quickly connect to providers that give you near real-time data, like satellite information, warnings like rapidly developing thunderstorms and so on. This way, these tools are quickly available to the countries. They can use this to provide warnings to users. So you can even actually print. You can make an export of this view we are looking at. So by clicking on print, you're able to export this one into a PDF, as an image, share it with colleagues and so on. So you can even do things like comparison. So if you have a data set for a given date, you can move them up. You put some dates on the right, on the left, and then you can compare the dates. But maybe specifically, I can show you how you can bring in, for example, flood-related information. So I was just trying this locally on a local instance. So here I have a flood category, and I was trying to bring in data from the FANFA project for West Africa. So you can see here, we have this layer. And this is the hydrological forecast for the next 10 days provided by these models. So here we have the legend, and then you have the different models as provided by the forecasts. So you can switch to this one, the worldwide. Probably you understand this better than me. But yes, you can have all these options available. You can select the relevant model you want to look at for a specific domain. The variables, if you have more than one, you can select, and the time that's applicable for that you want to look for that specific forecast. So you can put more additional data, like the rivers in this area. So this is specifically covering West Africa. But even what's interesting, you can link back to the source. You see here, we have a button that says, if you want to understand more details about this model, how it works, the methodology behind it, then this one will take you to that specific tool, whereby you'll find more information. You can do even more analysis as provided to is that you can, in projects, in this kind of research, you're able to tap into it by using the open standards in sharing geospatial information. So once this is available, this is when I was looking out at this project, I realized they're using WMS layers, which is a standard in sharing data, and that's why I was able to quickly pull in this data and be able to visualize it here. But what's even interesting, you can add more analysis so that when you click here, you can get time series information and so on. So the general idea is that we empower NMHSS by giving them this tool that is very easy to integrate with existing data sets that they produce in-house, but they can also connect to providers like satellite providers, global forecast producers. So maybe I can also show you a quick example. So this is the continental. We have a similar continental platform. The one I was showing you, this is at country level. So this one was focusing to Ethiopia. But we have a continental level platform. You can see this one is already aggregating alerts from the whole of Africa. But this allows you to connect to sources like ECMWF. They give you like high resolution data, the forecast, and this is a collaboration we're having with ECMWF. They gave us this access. Usually you pay to get this high resolution data, but they are moving towards making this data available, easily available and interactive to the NMHSS to make it easily available to forecasters. So you get the idea is that to be able to connect to different sources easily and make this data very interactive and easy to produce information that can be used to communicate hazards and risk information to users. So thank you very much. I leave it at that. Back to you, Abubakar. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very